The attack the morning started like any other across Earth. People woke up, drank coffee, and prepared for their daily routines. Nobody expected it to be humanity's last day of peace. At exactly 9:47 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, the sky changed. Dark shapes appeared above every major city on the planet. They were massive, each vessel larger than 3 aircraft carriers combined. The ships hung in the atmosphere like black clouds of death. Commander Vex stood on the bridge of his flagship, looking down at the blue planet below. He had conquered 47 worlds for the Draxan Empire. Earth would be number 48. His 6 eyes scanned the primitive world with contempt. These humans still use chemical rockets, his officer reported. Their weapons are crude. This will take less than 1 day. Vex clicked his mandibles in agreement. Begin the bombardment. Show them the power of the Draxan Empire. The first beams struck New York City. The energy weapons cut through buildings like a hot knife through butter. The Statue of Liberty melted in seconds. Glass and steel rained down on screaming crowds. Within minutes, Manhattan was a smoking crater. London fell next. Then Tokyo, Mumbai, Cairo, Sydney. The attacks were coordinated and merciless. Each alien ship focused on one major city, turning centers of human civilization into graveyards. President Miller sat in the emergency bunker beneath Washington. Screens showed the destruction happening worldwide. His hands shook as he watched Paris burn. Get me a communication line to those ships, he ordered. We need to negotiate. Sir, we've tried. They're not responding to any frequency. Try harder. Millions are dying. But the aliens had no interest in talking. They had done this before. They would destroy the cities, break the spirit of the population, and then land their troops. The pattern never failed. Above Beijing, General Marcus watched the alien vessel through military satellites. He was in charge of Earth's combined defense forces. Every nation had given him command when the crisis began. Launch everything we have, he ordered. Nuclear missiles, conventional weapons, everything. Fighters scrambled from bases that still existed. Missiles streaked upward from hidden silos. Humanity's entire military arsenal focused on the invaders. The aliens barely noticed. Their shields absorbed the nuclear blasts without flickering. Human missiles exploded harmlessly against energy barriers. Fighter jets were swatted from the sky like insects. Commander Vex laughed as he watched the pathetic defense. Is this the best they can do? Their weapons cannot even scratch our shields. Continue the bombardment. By nightfall, 23 major cities were destroyed. The death toll reached 200 million and kept climbing. Smoke covered a quarter of the planet. Refugees flooded the roads, running from the death raining from above. In bunkers and shelters worldwide, survivors huddled together. Parents held their children. Soldiers who had run out of ammunition sat in silence. The world's leaders made desperate calls to each other, but nobody had answers. The alien ships remained in the sky, their weapons charging for the next wave of attacks. They would finish the job tomorrow. Then the ground invasion would begin. Then Earth would become another conquered world, its resources stripped, its people enslaved. Commander Vex retired to his chambers, satisfied with the day's work. The humans were broken. He had seen it before. After the first bombardment, civilizations always collapsed. There would be some resistance tomorrow, but nothing organized, nothing dangerous. He could not know how wrong he was, because humanity had a saying that the Draxan Empire had never heard. It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And Earth was about to get up from the canvas. Asterisk, the sun rose on her broken world. Smoke still drifted from the ruined cities. But something had changed during the night. The survivors were no longer running. They were preparing. In an underground military complex in Colorado, General Marcus gathered what remained of Earth's command structure. Officers from every nation sat around the table. Some had lost their families. All had lost their cities. But their eyes burned with something the aliens had not expected: fury. "They think they've won," Marcus said quietly. "They think we're finished. Let them think that." A younger officer named Tom spoke up. "Sir, our weapons can't penetrate their shields. We threw everything at them. Nothing worked." "Nothing worked because we fought like they expected," Marcus replied. He pulled up a hologram showing the alien ship designs. "But I've been studying the attack patterns. Their shields are strong against direct hits, but they have blind spots." An engineer named Lisa leaned forward. "The shield generators are on the underside of each vessel. They assumed we couldn't reach them from below because our aircraft can't get that high without being shot down." "Exactly," Marcus nodded. "So we don't use aircraft. We use what they don't expect." Around the world, similar conversations were happening. In the ruins of Seoul, soldiers were salvaging parts from destroyed alien drones. In the Amazon, a team of scientists examined wreckage from a shot-down fighter that had clipped an alien vessel, and they were learning that Dr. Allen worked without sleep in a lab beneath the Swiss Alps. His team had recovered intact alien technology from a crash site. The equipment was damaged, but functional enough to study. "Their systems run on quantum frequencies we've never used," he explained to his exhausted team. "But the principles are simple once you understand them. We can build disruptors." "How long?" someone asked. 72 hours. Maybe less if we work in shifts." "You have 48, Marcus told him over the video link. "We attack in 2 days." The aliens noticed nothing. Commander Vex watched the scattered human survivors with amusement. Some cities still had resistance fighters. They attacked his ground patrols with primitive bullets and homemade explosives. Annoying but harmless. "The humans are like insects," he told his crew. "They bite but cannot truly hurt us. Begin landing the harvesting equipment. We'll start processing their resources tomorrow." But in the darkness, humanity was moving. Submarines surfaced in the Pacific Ocean, far from alien sensors. They carried new weapons built from human engineering and stolen alien technology. Missiles with modified warheads that could disrupt energy shields for exactly 3 seconds. 3 seconds was all they needed in the African deserts. Teams assembled long-range railguns using salvaged materials. The weapons were crude but powerful, and they would fire from positions the aliens had never scanned. Guerrilla teams infiltrated the ruins of the bombed cities. They placed charges on alien equipment. They mapped patrol routes. They gathered intelligence. And they waited for the signal. On the second night, a small victory came. A resistance cell in what used to be Moscow attacked an alien supply convoy. They used improvised electromagnetic pulses that fried the escort drones. For 5 minutes, the convoy was defenseless. The humans destroyed it completely and vanished into the rubble. Commander Vex was furious. Find them. Kill them all. But there was nothing to find. The humans had learned from insects indeed, from ants and bees that sting and scatter, from wolves that hunt in coordinated packs. The aliens had conquered worlds where armies fought armies. They had never faced an entire planet fighting as guerrillas. More attacks came. An alien communication tower destroyed in India. A shield generator sabotaged in Brazil. A supply depot blown up in Canada. Each attack was small. Each seemed insignificant. But together, they were bleeding the invasion force, and they served another purpose: distraction. While the aliens focused on the guerrilla attacks, humanity's real preparation continued. Weapons were built. Forces were positioned. Every remaining soldier, pilot, and sailor prepared for the counterattack in his bunker. General Marcus looked at the countdown on his screen. 18 hours until the strike. He thought about his daughter who had died in the first bombardment. He thought about the 200 million dead. They wanted to break us, he said to the officers around him. They thought one hard hit would finish humanity. They don't understand what we are. We don't break. We bend. We adapt. And then we hit back harder than anyone expects. He stood up, his face hard as stone. Send the signal to all units. Operation Comeback begins at dawn. Show these aliens what happens when you attack Earth. Outside, in positions around the world, humanity prepared to strike. Asterisk. Dawn broke over Earth for the third time since the invasion. But this dawn was different. This dawn belonged to humanity at exactly 6 a.m. Synchronized across every time zone, the counterattack began. From the Pacific Ocean, submarines launched modified missiles. They streaked upward toward the alien flagship hovering over what used to be Tokyo. Weapons carried the new disruptor technology human. Engineering combined with stolen alien science. Commander Vex saw them coming. Missiles again? These humans never learn. Shields at full, the disruptors hit. For exactly 3 seconds, the flagship's shields flickered and died. 3 seconds was enough. Railgun, rounds fired from hidden positions in the Japanese mountains. The massive projectiles, moving at impossible speeds, punched through the ship's hull like paper. Explosions rippled across the vessel's surface. Secondary detonations tore through the engineering decks. Shields. Get the shields back online. Vex screamed, but the shields were already back. The problem was the damage was done. His flagship was dying. The same scene played out above every occupied city. Coordinated strikes hit every alien vessel simultaneously. Humanity had learned the timing, learned the weakness, and struck with surgical precision. Above London, an alien cruiser tried to retreat to higher orbit. Human fighters upgraded with stolen propulsion technology pursued. They moved faster than any Earth aircraft had before. Their weapons, charged with alien energy cells, cut through armor plating. The cruiser exploded in a fireball, visible from the ground. Survivors in the ruins of London cheered. General Marcus watched the battle unfold from his command center. Every screen showed alien ships burning, but his face remained cold. "This is just the beginning," he said quietly. "Give the order. Phase 2 starts now." Across Earth, hidden facilities opened. Humanity had been building for 2 days straight. Now the results emerged. New ships' hybrid designs combining human and alien technology. They were crude, assembled quickly, but they flew. And they carried enough firepower to matter. The fleet launched from 12 locations simultaneously. 200 ships rose into orbit. They were crewed by volunteers who knew they might not return. But every single one of them had lost someone in the bombardment. Commander Vex watched the human fleet approach. His invasion force was down to 30 ships, all damaged. These primitive humans had somehow turned the tables. But 30 ships were still enough to crush this pathetic fleet. All vessels, concentrate fire on. He never finished the command. Earth's orbital defense platforms activated. Humanity had built them in secret over the past 2 days, using every resource available. They fired in unison. The alien formation broke apart under the withering fire. Ships collided trying to evade. Others were cut in half by sustained energy beams. Commander Vex's flagship, already crippled, took 3 direct hits. The bridge exploded around him. His last thought was disbelief. How had these primitives done this? By noon, Earth's orbit was clear. Every alien vessel was destroyed. Debris rained down into the atmosphere, burning up like shooting stars. On the ground, humans emerged from shelters and bunkers. They looked up at the sky, their sky, and wept with relief. But General Marcus did not celebrate. He stood before the gathered leaders of Earth. They came to our home. They killed 200 million of us. They thought we were weak. They thought we would surrender. His voice was iron. I say we show them what happens when you attack humanity. What are you suggesting? President Miller asked. They came from somewhere. They have worlds, colonies, stations. We have their navigation data now. We know where the Draxan Empire is. Marcus leaned forward. I say we take the fight to them. 10 targets. 10 worlds for the 10 cities we lost. We strike before they can prepare. We hit them so hard that no one in this galaxy ever thinks about attacking Earth again. The room was silent. Then, one by one, every leader nodded. Humanity had been pushed to the edge of extinction. But instead of falling, they had learned. They had adapted. They had taken the technology of their attackers and made it their own. And now they would show the galaxy what humans were truly capable of. The hybrid fleet left Earth's orbit 1 week later. It was bigger, now 500 ships strong. Volunteers from every nation crewed them. They carried one simple message to the Draxan Empire and anyone else watching. Humanity had arrived. And they hit back tenfold. In the ruins of New York, survivors rebuilt. In the ashes of London, children played. On a scarred but unbowed Earth, humanity looked to the stars not with fear, but with determination. They had been attacked. They had been broken. But they had struck back harder than anyone imagined possible, and the galaxy would never forget it. Asterisk.